So I asked Brent Sadler, who is Senior Research Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, and he follows these things very closely around the globe, to come on and give us what he knows, how he knows it, and what he thinks. Brent, thanks for helping us out. So Putin, can you put him into context for us today?
Yes. Well, I think also a little context on the Russian people, a little insight that I think will go a long way. Putin, of course, I mean, this speech that he gave is classic Putin, and hours long, covering a lot of histriomics to rationalize his position. And quite frankly, a lot of it most Russians grew up with, and kind of it resonates with them, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that most Russians still support Putin as their leader. There is a growing animosity, and I'd say fear, of where he's leading Russia. Just to give you some what reality is for Russian males, notably because they especially are of age of being conscripted into the military. If you go out of your house or your apartment to go to the convenience store or to go out and meet friends for a coffee, you're liable to be visited by Russian police who may issue you a document, and you have 24 hours to report to the police station and eventual recruitment to be moved off to fight in Ukraine. And so you've got people holed up inside their houses, or those that had the wherewithal have vacated the country long ago. And so there's this fear that's permeating throughout Russian society right now, and also apprehension about the direction. They don't know where this is going to lead, and they feel increasingly that Putin is acting out like a cornered animal. And that's very dangerous. Now, there's some that speculate that he could collapse and there'd be a new regime, or that Russia would fragment. I'm not in that camp. I don't see anything that would indicate that. But when it does happen, it'll be quick. It won't be something they'll be able to predict. And it would probably be triggered by failure on the battlefield, rather significant one. So if his winter offensive stalls and looks like abject failure, which the odds are it could, because he's throwing more conscripts into a meat grinder, he may find his support, his powerful supporters, his oligarchs, may turn on him. And then that could end in a palace coup. And you might see a change of regime in only that circumstance, I think.
All right. Well, the military would have to do it. The Russian people don't have any power at all, because the centralized government out of Moscow with a big, strong secret police, that if you get out of line, they come and take you away, as Buffalo Springfield once sang. So the people are afraid. But I hear that the sanctions have really hurt the ability of the Russian people to live day by day. Is that true?
It's a bit more nuanced. I'd say most Russians, before the war even started, really didn't live a real international lifestyle. They didn't have access to a lot of the Western quality items. It's really the upper middle class and the upper class in Russia, a small portion of the population that we've become familiar with, the globetrotters, the ones spending, big spenders. That's a fraction of the Russian population, but the vast majority of Russians living in rural Siberia or across Russia, they don't have any access to that. They certainly don't have access to international news. They have only what they've been told by their government or their local authorities. And so, quite frankly, their lifestyle hasn't been changed too much. But what I will say is it's unavoidable for most of those Russians even to pass by the graveyards and not see large numbers of fresh graves. It's another sight that's become far too common. It was something also that happened during the Afghan experience of the late Soviet Union. And so to say public support is a foregone conclusion, I'm not so sure.
Inflation at its highest level in 40 years, interest rates skyrocketing, we all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.